Ed and I decided that we wanted the boys to go to an all-boys Catholic high school. And from the very first day that I walked into Xaverian, I just knew it was the place for my kids.
Kevin was very excited to have an opportunity to go to Searian, absolutely.
And looking back, it's one of the best things that ever happened to our family.
Our family had been around Xaverian most of my life. My oldest brother was the first to go to Xaverian, and you know, I arrived there as the fourth of four.
We first discovered Xaverian through our son Joseph. Came home from King Philip Middle School one afternoon and said he thinks he wants to go to Xaverian Brothers High School.
I did go to a Xaverian Brothers High School in Utica, New York. It was a parish school, St. Francis de Sales, so that was my first introduction to the brothers. And in the course of my time there for the 4 years, I got to see something about the men that were in that school that was very appealing.
I found that my boys received an inner self-confidence that they could do whatever they wanted in life. They could at least try. And if they failed, it wasn't so bad. They'd try again. And I think their sense of self-respect, respect for others, all that developed as young teenage men.
This particular community at Xaverian allowed me to sort of become a lover of learning, and that's what I think I value most out of that time period.
It really is a community. It might sound cliche, but once you're there and once you get to be a part of it, it really is, you know, pretty incredible.
I think that student formation is an integral part of what occurs at Xaverian Brothers High School. And if you believe in faith, discipline, rigor, community, service, and academic success, there is no finer place for boys to grow into young men than Xaverian.
I see every year a group of young men come in who are very much kids. They don't have a perception of how much they've changed in those 3 or 4 years, but someone on the outside can see them grow from very much a child to a young man, and I'm very proud of the atmosphere of the school. The teachers, you know, the administrators, parents, who all have a role in bringing about something that's, I think, somewhat miraculous and mysterious.
I just know that Xaverian chooses the teachers in their school that will best exemplify the ideals that the Xaverian brothers want to do for the young men. And in this particular day and age, when they're closing schools, closing churches, we need Catholic education more than we ever did before.
I enjoy what I do. There's not a day that goes by that a student doesn't give me a genuine laugh, just because they're working their way through life, and they're funny individuals, and they enjoy life, and there's something energizing about being around that all the time.
As a guidance counselor, I think the work that's asked of me, or the spirit that's asked of me, is to kind of understand and support the development of young men, their spiritual development, their academic development, help them plan for their futures.
When they do call us and they do tell us a story or of what they've done or what they've experienced, and Bob and I will always look at each other, and it's Xaverian. It all comes back to Xaverian.
It's a profound sense of gratitude that our whole family has for the education and the co-curricular and extracurricular activities that Kevin and Brian had. And when you've had the type of experience at a secondary school that Kevin and Brian had at Xaverian Brothers, it's very, very difficult not to want to keep trying to help and give back.
Over the years, the school has kept a core identity that I think is crucial. It's a special place. It's very difficult to describe to people who don't work there or go there, but when people from outside our community come in, they universally recognize it.
So the mission of the brothers, I think, is to somehow be the presence of God in the place where you are. Recognize that where you are is graced territory, and that all of the students, parents, it's to somehow let them feel or help them to understand that in this world, God's presence is made known through human beings.
You know, we see the benefits that had happened to our sons, and we're involved because we want to be involved. We want to keep what goodness came out of Xaverian with our sons and let somebody else reap those benefits as well too.
Each and every person in this room is a very fortunate person. In fact, we're probably among the most fortunate people on the planet. We all have challenges, but we also have tremendous opportunities, many of which are a function of what occurs right here on Clapboard Tree Street. And to the extent that we've benefited, or perhaps even more importantly, our sons or our grandsons have benefited from a Xaverian education, I really think we have an obligation to continue to support this great institution to the maximum extent that we can.
I just believe in the education model. I believe in their mission. And I believe that every young man who wants a Christian education, that we help them.